Namaste, everyone. I'm Sunita Vishwanath, one of the co-founders and the executive director of Hindus for Human Rights. Thank you for joining us for this 7th Baithak for Liberation. From the beginning, these gatherings have been about reimagining what it means to live and practice a Hinduism that is rooted not in hierarchy or exclusion, but in love, freedom, and dignity for all. Month after month, we've invited thinkers and practitioners to sit with us, asking how stories, rituals, and philosophies from Hindu traditions can become resources for solidarity and healing and tools against oppression. Today, our Baithak is a little different from the previous ones. We take on the form of a performance. As we enter the festive Navratri and Durga Puja season, our attention turns towards Shakti, the force that animates, sustains, and transforms the universe. If you're like us, you might have been having a hard time during this season of celebration and festivity because there's so much darkness all around. And it feels very important to me and all of us in Hindus for Human Rights that we're gathering in this very powerful, honest, and vulnerable way for Durga Puja and Navratri. Shakti, this power, is often honored through the worship of goddesses like Durga and Kali. Yet at the same time, the lives and voices of women and femme identifying people in our communities are so often dismissed, undervalued, or silenced. In response, tonight's gathering is both art and resistance. Through dance, music, poetry, and song, our performers will reframe Shakti not only as divine, but as human, alive in the struggles, the creativity, and the brilliance of women today. To celebrate Shakti in this way is to confront patriarchy and caste and to imagine liberation that begins with honoring the feminine within every one of us and around us. This program, then, is not only to welcome and mark the start of the festive season, but also a call to see and uplift the women in our own lives as carriers, as manifestations of the divine. This is the 7th day and night of Navaratri, the day and night that we devote to the fiercest and most fearsome form of Devi, Ma Kalaratri. Pandita Pratima Dubey, who is here with us, is my own personal, spiritual, and religious guide and anchor, the person that I turn to when I don't know what to do in my moments of joy and despair. We took a trip to India together some years ago, along with Aminta Kilawan Narain, who has appeared on a previous Baithak. Man, can you show the picture of us in India? When the three of us were in Madurai, just outside the Madurai Meenakshi temple, there was a moment when we arrived at the entrance to the main sanctum of the temple, and we looked to one side, and there was a sign that said, "Only Hindus are permitted beyond this point." And on the other side, we could see several queues of people waiting to enter the temple. And there was the long line where people had not been required to pay much. And there was the other line that was, that people could pay more, and it was a shorter line. So we were beholding these various markers of entrance to the most sacred part of the temple. And honestly, it was a moment of confusion for me and Aminta. We wanted to go in. We had come all the way to enter the temple, and yet these were obstacles to us entering with full heart. And we looked to Pratima, and Pratima, without batting an eyelid, said, "This temple is our mother's house. We are all her children. She would not discriminate between us. She would not approve these hierarchies of who is permitted to enter and who has to wait longer." And so we didn't enter. Instead, we sat around the tank of the temple. Pratima sang, and a beautiful gathering of people just formed organically around us, and we sang together. And it was one of the moments when I knew I was on the right path for me in my life. So on that trip, just outside the temple, I clicked this photo of Pratima, which I thought was very appropriate to share. This is Pratima in her own fierce aspect. Mayank, please share that photo. And I invite Pratima ji to start us in prayer.
Namaste. I'm not sure if you can see me clearly.
We see you. You're a little dark, but we see you well.
Oh, okay. Namaste. Jai Mata Di. Om Shakti. I will ground us, and I will also invite you to just take a moment to close your eyes, to sit with your back straight. And may we call upon the primordial sound, which is called Shakti, the primordial sound, which is Om. And from Om, everything has come. From Om, every vibration has manifest. From Om, all life has been created. So we chant Om 3 times. Take a deep breath. Om. We pay homage to our gurus, to our ancestors, to those who have come before us, to those who have paved the way for us, to those who live within us, to those who inspire us to do better every day. Oh, to you, divine ancestors, thank you. Thank you for all that you've done. Thank you for giving birth to us, and thank you for giving us the strength to pursue justice and to persist. Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Tvameva Mata Chapita Tvameva. Tvameva Bandhuscha Sika Tvameva. Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva. Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. We now say thank you to that Divine Mother, to that cosmic womb which has birthed all existence, to that Hiranyagarbha. Om Vishwani Deva Savitar Dhuritani Parasuva Yadbhatram Tanaya Suva. Om Hiranyagarbha Samavartatagre Bhutasya Jataha Patirekayasita Sadhadar Prithivim Dyamutema Kashme Devaya Havisha Videma. We now pay gratitude and homage to Mother Earth for giving us a place of residence, for being our best friend, for being our cosmic witness, for it is the soil that holds all of the answers, for our ancestors are buried within that soil, and it is back to that soil that we all go. Prithvi tvaya dritaloka Devi tvam Vishnu nadrita Tvam chadharya mama Devi Pavitram kuruchayasanam Om namo namo medaniloka mata Urve mahashila dharatri Namo namo jagat pratishte Vasudeva namo namaste. We now offer prayers to the cosmic embodiment of wisdom, Saraswati, to the cosmic embodiment of sustainability and light, Lakshmi, and to that resilience, to that Shakti, to that power that emanates in every direction, Durga and Kali. Aim Saraswatye Namaha, Hrim Lakshmi Devye Namaha, Klim Kalikaye Namaha, Om Sarva Mangala Mangalye, Shive Sarvartha Sadike, Sharanye Trambake Gauri, Narayani Namostute, Om Shakti, Om Satyam, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Hari Om. Prem se bole Jagadambe Mata ki Jai. Thank you, Sunny Didi.
Thank you, Pratima. I hope everyone's feeling very grounded and full of breath, life, joy. Nandini Sen Mehra will be our MC for this Baithak and will start us off with a performance of her poetry. Nandini is a communications and advocacy specialist who has worked for over 20 years across Australia, Singapore, the United States, and India in various communications, public relations, advocacy, and media roles. Her current role is with Hindus for Human Rights Australia chapter, which is the Australia branch of this organization. And she's our communications and policy officer. She also volunteers with a media channel called NRI Affairs, where she hosts a show called Pause with Nandini, which seeks to platform changemakers who are a force for good in their communities. She is the founder of a creative collective called White Possibilities that brings together experienced creative talent across digital and social media, writing, editing, design, and marketing. Her interests include climate justice, empowered multiculturalism, human rights, food security, and peace building. She is also a published poet and author, and her last co-authored book, Unburden, was commissioned by Penguin India in 2022. I will now hand over the Baithak to Nandini.
Thank you so much, Sunita. That was such a beautiful, and actually it was quite a grounding start to something that we are gathered today for in very disturbed and turbulent times. But as always, we also seek beauty, we seek prayer, we seek connection. With that, a warm welcome to everybody to our Baithak. It's the 7th Baithak for Liberation. I'm joining today from Mianjin, Brisbane, the unceded lands of the Yagara and Turrbal people. Sovereignty was never ceded, and I pay my respects to elders past, present, and emerging. I also pay my respects to the indigenous people of the lands that I come from, India, and acknowledge their struggles for dignity and freedom from oppression. Today I come with 7 invocations, quite fitting for the 7th Baithak. I have a peculiar connection to 7 as well, born on the 7th month of September in the year 77. So it all feels quite apt. I have put a diya here to acknowledge the goddesses, the divine feminine. In each of us, this includes femme-identifying people, and if I may, I also acknowledge the beautiful and powerful symbolism of the Ardhanarishwara, the gods Shiva and his consort Parvati, which embodies the inseparability of masculine and feminine principles and the unity of opposites. So I begin then with your blessings. The first invocation is to Shakti. I invoke her who came before time and exists beyond it, Adi Shakti, inseparable from Shiva, she of primordial cosmic energy. She, the source of all creation, sustenance, dissolution. I pay my homage to her. I invoke Shakti, queens, not of kingdoms always, but also queens of their own circumstances. Manifesting dreams, conjurers of their own destiny, I salute them, I invoke their power. To Shakti, a poem. She who defied her chains and studied on borrowed books and time. She who works 2 jobs, even though it hurts, to say not your dreams, but mine. She who walked away from disrespect, so the world would now lower their gaze. She who believed she could, and so she did, unafraid to hunt or chase. She who wore her football boots and ran, and the mother who had her back. She who walked alone when no help came, she who forged her own true track. In her I find the strength to manifest all that she can be. In her I find the goddess, the one who lives in you and me. My second invocation is to Bhumi. Our Mother Earth, Bhumi, my womb of all creation, I bow to you not only in reverence, but as a child clasped to her mother's breast. You are mine and I am of you. Bhumi, a poem. Do we not yet shake at a mother's wrath? Do we not yet feel her pain? As we pillage the earth, as we poison the air for the want of profit, some gain. We wrench out trees from sacred soil, we mine through forests old. This Mother Earth who bears such gifts unmeasured in our foolish gold. Her womb has birthed all that we know, all that has kept us alive, and yet our mad, insatiable need bleeds her as we thrive. But not for long if we don't heed her cries to stem our greed. She will outlive us and our made-up worlds with no more mouths to feed. My third invocation is to Durga. I evoke the goddess closest perhaps to my heart, goddess of courage, bravery, righteousness, and justice, goddess of beauty and splendor, 10-limbed, each with a weapon of destruction. She fierce in battle, unequaled in valor. She a mother coming home to her Maika with her children. She of tenderness and love, she of the knowing in a mother's heart. I want to draw on the beauty of our diversity, even in worship. In some parts, she's worshipped with austerity, with fasting, with abstinence, with devotion and prayer. And in some parts, the Bengal that I come from, our worship is celebration, it's feasting, it's dancing and laughter. It is our daughter coming home. It is dressing up and staying out late. It is the dhakis and the dhols, the drums that tremor in our hearts. It is the alta of our feet. It is the shonko, the shell, raised in celebration to the gods that is played out loud. It is dhunuchi, the dance of mad devotion. It is feasting. It is mishti, sweets devoured in joy. And it is also many performances of questionable quality, but unmatched enthusiasm in every nook and cranny. Well, off Bengal and now in many parts of the world. Bolo Bolo Durga Mai Ki Jai. I think one of the things to remember when we speak of Durga also, and this is important as we acknowledge the caste work that needs to be done. In India, there are many stories, many perspectives. And a hero in one story may well be an anti-hero in another. We acknowledge that for some Bahujan and Dalit people, the slaying of Mahishasur is seen as the slaying of an indigenous king. It is viewed through the perspective of caste oppression and violence. As progressive Hindus, these are some of the spaces that, of course, need interrogation, and we have to create space for diversity of viewpoints. This year in particular, a poem that came to me evokes every woman who has faced oppression and violence. Durga, a poem. What does it take to be Savitri Bai? Walking to school to teach, knowing as she walks, people fling their waste on her before she can reach. She does not falter, she does not stop. She walks as a goddess would walk, a sari to spare, a head held high, a courage beyond all talk. What does it take to be a mother in Gaza? The pain that lies deep beyond words, child upon child, wound upon wound, a world where everything hurts. She digs with bare hands for any sign of life. Her babies lie bloody and torn. A primal scream, she beats her chest, a frenzied mother, a soul forlorn. Today I pray with a heart of flame for the mother who has lost her all. May the demon's end come with your own hands on their dust. May you stand tall. Until that day, we, your sisters in blood, we hold your pain so dear. You're a goddess of courage, a beacon of light. May you be all that they fear. From that, it is only fitting then that my fourth invocation is to Saraswati. In a world gone quite mad, we turn to Saraswati, the goddess of wisdom, of learning. I evoke in her the bearers of knowledge, the scientists, the philosophers, the witches they could not burn, the crones, the bearers of ancient wisdom, the speakers of uncomfortable truths. Truth not always pretty, wisdom that comes with pain, music that can hurt the ears of those accustomed to lies. Saraswati, a poem. The crone cackles at those who believe their lies, humming, hawing a sardonic thing. She suffers no fools, a bearer of truths. She will cause you suffering. She is women who were denied their song, the ones who were burnt at the stake. Rivers of wisdom disappeared within. Did she our world forsake? For wisdom and learning that women brought were often left unseen, and yet it lives and throbs with joyous life. It will be as it always has been. And now from wisdom to wealth. My fifth invocation is to Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth. And in that I pay homage to the lineages of women, the vast, unseen, the women working in homes, in fields, in the business of their families, sometimes unacknowledged, often underpaid or unpaid. I evoke the goddess in them to recognize their worth, to stand and be counted for their labor. They are wealth creators, they are Lakshmi, may they find abundance, may they live their power. The poem. An owl flies low over a tin-roofed home. In a pond, a single lotus blooms. A woman stirs, glass bangles clinking soft. It is not yet dawn. She must rise. Things to be done, mouths fed, home cleaned, things to be left unsaid. Dreams buried like crumpled notes in a rice jar. Will the wind carry a song that will stir a forgotten desire? Will she one day reach for that bundle of crumpled notes? Will she one day walk across fields, skirt the pond, climb the walls of the school with their padlock gates, and not stop walking until she reaches the desk? She will not wait to be offered a chair, and she sits, wiping the sweat off her brow, and with steady hands untied the knot on her archel, smoothing the notes on the table with the palm of her hand. The registrar looks. She smiles and meets his eyes. She is ready. And now come with me into the quieter part of the night to the sixth invocation, to Ma Tara. Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re Soha. Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re Soha. Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re Soha. I think of the 21 Ma Taras, and it evokes a sense of doingness. Ma Tara is the goddess of action, of immediate and ever-present help. I came across this poem by Asata Ulugh-Bala Shakur, revolutionary political activist. She said, "It is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to win. We must love each other and support each other. We have nothing to lose but our chains." I will read her poem, Affirmation. I believe in living. I believe in the spectrum of Beta days and Gamma people. I believe in sunshine, in windmills and waterfalls, tricycles and rocking chairs. I believe that seeds grow into sprouts and sprouts grow into trees. I believe in the magic of the hands and the wisdom of the eyes. I believe in rain and tears and in the blood of infinity. I believe in life. And I have seen the death parade march through the torso of the earth, sculpting mud bodies in its path. I have seen the destruction of that daylight and seen bloodthirsty maggots prayed to and saluted. I have seen the kind become the blind and the blind become the bind in one easy lesson. I have walked on cut grass. I've eaten crow and blunder bread and breathed the stench of indifference. I have been locked by the lawless, handcuffed by the haters, gagged by the greedy. And if I know anything at all, it's that a wall is just a wall and nothing more at all. It can be broken down. I believe in living. I believe in birth. I believe in the sweat of love and in the fire of truth. And I believe that a lost ship, steered by tired, seasick sailors, can still be guided home to port. I just thought this was so powerful, especially at a time when so many of us are so weary. Finally, my seventh invocation to my beloved across time, space, and dimension, the first, the last, the eternal, Ma Kali. A poem. My Kali, serpentine in silence, rises, uncoils, hisses into the moon. Bare-toothed and tongue, she dances upon her own head, an Ouroboros of the occult, devouring her own self. Diotima of Manitia, teacher of Socrates, how many with mouths of babies, tugging at their breast, feeding, yawning furnaces of soft bellies, have forgotten what they know. As Ganga of reticent mind, and Yamuna, she of willful heart, play as wetness lapping at banks, longing, throbbing at the river's bed, commune, as Saraswati, wisdom, and sages turn their backs to light oil lamps and grease their palms. Shakti does not supplicate before man or gods. She summons as Prakriti to seed what must bear fruit. As unyielding as the threading of the first light through a turgid sky, she births to destroy each moment. The unraveling of time while the eternal, immutable, merely watches and hums. Kali, 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 the deepest of our desires. Thank you. And now I will introduce, just give a minute, I will introduce Pratima Dubey, who is a devotee of Shiva Shakti, while her parents, Srimati Dhanmati Dubey and Acharya Mahendranath Dubey, were born in Goa. She was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. She has been immersed in spiritual, religious, and cultural arts all her life. Pratima's father and guru hails from a long line of Pandits who spread Sanatan Dharma and established several temples in Goa and New York. Pratima's parents inspired her to take up her ancestral mantle and become the first female in their family to continue the spiritual legacy. She is a Pandita, artist, musician, sacred healer, community organizer, and motivational speaker. Pratima is founder of Sri Devi Arts Inc. and the resident priestess of Sadhana, Coalition of Progressive Hindus. Over years, she has collaborated in numerous initiatives to create inclusion for women and the LGBTQIA+ community, alongside organizations like Caribbean Equality Project, Jali Sisters, Poor People's Campaign, and the Interfaith Center of New York. I introduce Pratima and welcome her.
Thank you, Nandini ji, and thank you for grounding us in that beautiful invocation, Joy Mata. So I was asked to make an offering of bhajan today, and I will do that. I will offer some melodious offerings to Mata. But considering the time that we're in, and the power of our Puranas and the power of stories, and how that can also be relatable to each time, I'd like to tell a little bit of a story while also incorporating song. Om Gajananam Bhutaganaadisevitam Kapitjambhu Phalacharvakshanam Umasutam Shokavinashikarakam Namami Vighaneshwar Parapankajam Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Once upon a time, there were two brothers immersed in tapasya. The names of these brothers were Ramba and Karamba. And these two brothers were considered to be asuras or rakshasas. And so these brothers, immersed in tapasya, they're praying to Agni Deva, the Lord of Fire. The prayer was, Om Agni Devaye Namaha, Om Agni Devaye Namaha, Om Agni Devaye Namaha. And this tapas, this sadhana, this upasana went on for thousands of years. And while these brothers, Ramba and Karamba, were immersed in their tapasya, the Lord of the heavens, Indra Deva, very concerned about why are these asuras immersed in tapasya? They must want my kingdom of heaven. So he disguised himself as a crocodile and he attacked Karamba and he killed him viciously. So Karamba's brother, Ramba, so overcome with grief, wanted to take his own life, wanted to unalive himself. And Agni Deva finally appeared and he says, Ramba, do not be a fool, do not be stupid, for your life still has meaning. Make a wish and avenge your brother. You have done years of tapasya, ask me of a boon. And Ramba, with his hands clasped, said, Agni Deva, if you are pleased with my tapasya, bless me with a son so powerful that he can avenge me, that he can conquer all of the three worlds, and that he can also conquer Indra for his wrongdoings to my brother Karamba. Agni Deva blessed him, tatastu, and blessed him with that boon. Ramba, on his way back to Patala, sees a buffalo by the name of Mahishi. And he chooses Mahishi. He proposes to her, will you be my consort? May we bring a son? And she agrees. And they come into divine union. And as they're together, going back, journeying back to Patala, a fellow buffalo sees Mahishi, lusts for her, and wages war upon Ramba because he wants to be with Mahishi. This fellow buffalo violently attacks Ramba and kills him by piercing him in his chest with his horns. Mahishi trembling with fear. Why? Because she's pregnant. She trembles with fear, and all of the yakshas, they came to her protection, and they defeated that buffalo. So as per their traditions, they went to go and cremate Ramba. And as they're cremating Ramba, Mahishi jumps into the pyre, and she's cremated with him. But from that fire, two energies were born. One ball was black. It was a ball of fire born from that fire, and it was black. and the other ball of fire was red and black. And from those balls of fire, Mahish was born, and Rakta Bija was born. Mahish then became Mahishasura, as all of the yakshas crowned him king and reminded him, "O Mahishasura, your purpose is to avenge your father and to avenge your chacho, Karamba. So go into tapasya and ask for a divine power so that you can achieve all of those energies to avenge them." So just like Ramba and Karamba, Mahishasura went into tapasya to Brahma, the creator, for thousands of years. Om Namo Brahmadevaye Namaha. Om Namo Brahmadevaye Namaha. Om Namo Brahmadevaye Namaha. And Brahmadeva finally appears and says, "Mahishasura, what is your desire? For I am pleased with your tapasya. Ask of me a boon." And Mahishasura asks, May no man have the willpower to defeat me. But when it comes to mrityu, when it comes to my life ending, may it be by the hands of a woman. Because what can a woman do? They're so fragile, they're so weak, they're so frail. So may I never die. So if I must die, may I die at the hands of a woman. And the ego in Mahishasura's mind made him feel that he was immortal because of this. And Brahmadeva, with a smile on his face, says, "Tatastu, may your wish be granted." So Mahishasura starts to rain his terror on all of the three worlds. On Bhumi Loka, here on earth, all of the devotees who were once making their ahutis to God, Indraya Swaha, Agni Swaha, Varuna Swaha, Om Namah Shivaya Swaha, all of that stopped. Mahishasura says, "You are to stop worshipping God and worship me, for I am the supreme. I am now your God." And all of the gods, all of the earth dwellers, they were so tyrannized by Mahishasura that they went to Harihara, Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu, for cosmic advice. And they were told, "Do not be afraid. Mahishasura wished that he may only be vanquished by a woman. And this is going to be his end. For all of you must sit collectively, together. Put your differences aside. Sit together in community and harness that Shakti from within. Call upon that mother, and she will come and she will defeat Mahishasura." And so they sat together. Om Durgaye Namaha, Durgaye Namaha, Durgaye Namaha. Om Aim Hrim Klim Chamundaya Vijay, Om Aim Hrim Klim Chamundaya Vijay, Om Aim Hrim Klim Chamundaya Vijay. Om Shakti, Om Shakti, Om Shakti, all of the praises to the Divine Mother, until one grandeur light appears. And from that light, a piercing laugh comes. And little by little, a body starts to manifest with numerous arms, sitting on a lion. She says, "I'm here. What is your desire, O children?" And Indra, the Lord of the heavens, says, "Oh, Mate, Mahishasura, a great evil to this world, is oppressing all of the three worlds, is oppressing people of Bhumi Loka. Nature is no longer intuned. Humans are no longer worshipping gods. Humans are feeling oppressed. The gods are feeling oppressed, O Mate. Nature and life is amok. Come to our beck and call, O Ma, and help us." And she does exactly that. Like Nandini Ji says, she goes into that battlefield alone with no devas there to support her. Why? Because it was from the hands of the feminine that Mahishasura was to be vanquished. Mahishasura Mardini. That's her name. But how did she get that name? So as she's starts to bellow laughter into the universe. Mahishasura hears it from Patala. He then sends his missionaries, go and see where that laughter is coming from and bring it back to me. And as the missionaries go, they see this beautiful, radiant woman. And they don't approach her as they would an opponent. They approach her and they say, "Oh Devi, who are you?" They start to describe her body parts in but vulgar ways. They start to subject her to just a sexual being, sexualizing her, objectifying her, saying, "Oh Devi, come, you're so beautiful, you're so radiant. Let us take you to our king Mahishasura so you can be his queen." She refuses and she says, "No, I'm here to fight him." And so they go back with this message to Mahishasura, and then he comes himself and he looks upon her and he starts to say the same things. "Oh, fragile woman, I do not want to hurt you. I am the greatest king of this universe. I am the god of the universe. Come be my goddess and rule the universe with me." And she laughs and she starts to mock at him. And she says, "Mahishasura, pick up your weapons and fight me, O Kayar, O coward, for your days are numbered." And that powerful battle ensues. Aigiri Nandini Nandita Medini Vishwa Vinodini Nandanute Girivara Vindhya Sirodini Vasini Vishnu Vilasini Jishnunute Bhagavati Heshiti Khante Kutumbini Bhuri Kutumbini Bhuri Krite Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramyaka Pardini Shaila Sute. And this long bloody battle between Devi and Mahishasura goes on and on and on until she leaps from her lion and kicks him by his chest and he falls. And she plunges her Trishula, her trident, into his chest and she becomes Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramyaka Pardini Shaila Sute. And from the heavens, flowers started to rain. All of the gods started to chant her glory. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Daya Rupena Samstita Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha. O Ma, you are Dayakaro. You are our savior, O Ma. Thank you for coming and for defeating this evil. Thank you for restoring balance to the universe, O Shakti. Gatistwam Tumeka Bhavani, for thou art our only refuge, O great Bhavani. But the battle doesn't end there. The story doesn't end there. For there was another being born next to Mahishasura, Raktabij. And his divine power was, for each one of his droplets of blood that touches the earth, 100, 1,000 more of his clones will be born. We see that in our own world, in our own societies, where evil, even if one dies, there are more that continues to rise up, that continues to reign terror on earth, that continues to oppress, to chastise, to discriminate upon others, drunk with power. So Raktabij, forming forces with Shumbha Nishumbha, these other two demon brothers who also had a wish, may I die at the hands of a woman because they're so weak and frail. And so Devi Mata again has to manifest as Kaushiki Devi, the cosmic goddess with her Veena. And she starts to pluck her strings, seducing them with her sound. And as they come, Shumbha Nishumbha, and they see her, they're all radiant. They start to propose to her. They start to try to take her for their own. And she doesn't say anything except for, Om, Om, Om. And then when they start to hurl threats towards her, that's when she tells them, let us fight a war. Go and prepare for battle. And as they come back to battle her, that divine mother manifests herself in multiplicity. From one, hundreds are born. From hundreds, thousands are born. Indrani, the matrikas, the saptamatrikas, ashtamatrikas, the 64 yoginis, they all start to manifest from her body because only the divine feminine can kill Shambhani Shambha. And when Shambhani Shambha sees the power of this goddess, they call upon Rakta Bij and they say, Rakta Bij, no one can kill you. Go, and every time they cut you, more of you will be born, and this will be the cause of us to win. So Devi Mata, from her body, creates Jayanti Mangala Kali, Bhadra Kali Kapalini, Durga Kshama Shiva Dhatri Swaha Swadha Namostute. From the body of Kaushiki, Mata Kali, this dark, fierce form, with disheveled hair, breasts hanging, a belt made of severed arms and legs, and holding a kapala in her hand. She says, Jo Agya, what is your command, O Devi? And Kaushiki says, Kali Devi, you are to go, and each time we cut Rakta Bij, you are to collect his blood, and with Agni sitting on your tongue, as you are disillusioned, as you are pralaya, every time you drink his blood, it will be burnt away into dissolution, for no more Rakta Bijas can be born. And they go, and that terrible battle ensues. Chandamunda Vinashini Rakta Bijabade Devi Chandamunda Vinashini Rupam Dehi Jayam Dehi Yasho Dehi Disho Jahi. And finally, Rakta Bija is drained from all of his blood, and she drinks that blood, cackling, knowing that no oppression can stand against her. No dark force, no misogyny, no patriarchy. No force is greater than that Prakriti, for she is Shakti, she's creation. For she is that cosmic sustainability, she's Lakshmi, existence. And she's also Pralaya. So yet again, the Divine Mother has to manifest herself to Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuttanam dharmasya tadatmanam shrijamyaham. As Shri Krishna says, I will take birth time and time again to eradicate injustices, to face that injustice, to stand here for my world. And Ma Kali does exactly that. We now chant her glory. Om Aim Hrim Klim Chamundai Viche. 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 Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Jai Ma. Time and time again, Devi will come and she will defeat that which is evil. We are those embodiments of Shakti, providing we believe in it, providing we recognize that wisdom as Saraswati, those inspirations within us, providing we see the light within us as Lakshmi, and providing we believe in our own strength as Durga. Jai Jagadambe, Jai Ambe. Thank you. I would like to now introduce our next beloved Shakti to this panel, to this performance. We have none other than Roshni Samlal. Actually, Nandini ji, I believe you'll be introducing her, so please, over to you.
I'll just take a minute. That was so powerful, so beautiful. And I think just the energy of that, even through our screens, it resonates. May it multiply. Thank you so much. I now introduce Roshni Samlal, who is a tabla player, a DJ, a producer, and a curator. As a tabla artist, Roshni performs traditional tabla solos, classical accompaniment, and also uses electronic music production and poetry as context to reframe the solo within an experimental narrative lens. Roshni is the lead curator-producer of the Ragini Festival, which spotlights the work of artists engaged in traditional folk and innovative arts within the further reaches of the South Asian diaspora, focusing on Indo-Caribbean heritage. Her DJ sets are rooted in her diasporic heritage as a Trinidadian immigrant during the 90s, global club, Bollywood, chutney, soca, electronics, dancehall, and dub. I welcome Roshni to our Baithak.
Shubh Navratri to all, and may Mata Durga, Mata Saraswati, Ma Kali, Mata Lakshmi guide us along these crossroads that we are all facing, whatever they may be. Thank you to Nandini and to Pandita Pratima ji for bringing all of those archetypes and the colors and the moods of the mother to life in this gathering. Both the kind and benevolent mother and the dark mother, all of the embodiments that are so necessary to that full experience of Shakti. My intro will be brief. I'll be sharing 2 videos today that Mayank will be playing. The 2 videos are excerpts of a recording with a trio, an acoustic trio that I'm a part of with 2 femme artists that I think 2 close friends of mine who in their own way for me embody just this dynamic sonic Shakti. And it's always a pleasure to be able to play with other women and femmes. So one of my friends who's on the recording is a sarod player, Camilla Celine, and singer of Mongolian origin, Uyanga. So there are going to be 2 songs shared in the set, and I think we'll just play them back to back. The first song is called Majnun Nabudam, and it's a Persian phrase that's derived from the Arabic word Majnun, meaning crazy or mad. And it translates to I wasn't crazy, I wasn't mad, which I think the psyche of a woman sometimes can suffer that experience in a relationship sometimes where in this specific folk song, it's a very popular Persian folk song, and it implies that the speaker is saying, I wasn't foolish, I knew all along. So it's a song sort of like in service to that intuition, that knowing that can sometimes sprout in the subconscious that we might experience. And it kind of is a song that gives voice to that knowing, that hidden kind of often eclipsed knowing. And the second song is one that is familiar to many of us Indo-Caribbean folks, Chaderia Jini Re Jini. Chaderia, it's a phrase from a bhakti poem by the 15th century mystic poet Kabir, which means this cloth or human body is finely woven, so fine. And the phrase uses the metaphor of a fine, delicately woven cloth, a chaderia, shawl, to represent the human body as a temporary vessel for the soul. Just that beautiful, kind of very delicate woven shawl, kind of as a metaphor for the delicateness of the human existence. And the message of the song relays the importance of living a pure life to keep it unstained until it is returned to the Creator. Please forgive the mistakes in the recording or mistakes in pronunciation. And I hope that these songs invoke, especially the second one. Just for me, it's always very emotive hearing it because I grew up with my elders singing the song and it just being such a familiar sort of song that you would hear at wakes, at funerals, at gatherings and so on. So in the spirit of that communal memory, I share that one in particular. So thank you for joining today, and I hope you enjoy.
ستاره در هوا نقش زمین Chadariya jini re jini Ram naam ras pini chadariya jini re jini Dagena tina dadita gena tina gena dagena tina dadita gena tina gena dagena tina dadita gena dadita dagena tina dadita gena dadita tom 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 tatak di mi di tatak di mi dom dom tatak di mi dom taka de mi taka de mi ta Chadariya jini re jini Chadariya jini re jini Ram naam ras bhini Chadariya jini re jini अष्ट कमल का चरखा बनाया अष्ट कमल का चरखा बनाया पांच तातु की भूमि अष्ट कमल का चरखा बनाया अष्ट कमल का चरखा बनाया पांच तातु की चातुरोढ़ शंका मत करियो चातुरोढ़ शंका मत करियो दो दिन तुमको दीनी चातुरोढ़ शंका मत करियो चातुरोढ़ शंका मत करियो दो दिन तुमको दीनी मोरा कलांग भेद नहीं जाने मोरा कलांग भेद नहीं जाने दिन दिन मेरी कीनी चदरिया जीनी रे जीनी ए राम नाम रस भीनी चदरिया जीनी रे जीनी ध्रुव प्रहलाद सुदामन ओढ़ी ध्रुव प्रहलाद सुदामन ओढ़ी सुखदेवन निर्मल हीनी
That was really beautiful. But you know what? It's kind of left, I think, me and others feeling a little bit unsatisfied. We want to hear more.
Oh, I'm sorry. We'll have to
But
gather in person then.
I was just thinking, what's a Baithak without music and, just the soulful gathering? And it was so beautiful to see the sort of confluence of culture and song and something new and something old right in there, which was wonderful. Thank
Absolutely.
you so much. I will now introduce Dr. Sneha Chandradhar, who is a prominent artist of Bharatanatyam, a classical dance form from India. Born and raised in New Delhi, Sneha's journey of over 3 decades of dedicated practice has been shaped by legendary gurus in India. She presented her Arangetram, her debut performance, under Kalaimamani, I must be getting it wrong, Kalaimamani Guru, K.N. Dakshinamurthy, and for the last 25 years has been training under Padma Shri Geeta Chandran, based in New Delhi, India. Sneha has been a cultural ambassador representing India on global stages. She has showcased her talents through solo recitals and group presentations at prestigious cultural venues worldwide, including the Lincoln Center in New York. Notably, in January of 2015, Sneha had the privilege of performing for the former US President Barack Obama for a cultural evening hosted by the President of India in New Delhi. Beyond her artistic pursuits, Sneha has a PhD in sociology and master's in sociology and another in theatre. She is currently the chair of the Department of Arts and Human Sciences at Northern New Mexico College in Espanola. I think we have an introductory video from Sneha as well.
Namaskar, my name is Sneha Chakradhar and I'm delighted to be a part of this month's Baithak session. The auspicious season has arrived and with that, the goddess has entered our homes and our hearts. So being a Bharatanatyam dancer, I thought it would be perfect to offer an ode to the Devi, to the goddess, for this session. The piece that you will be watching in a few minutes is a composition of the legendary Vagyekar, late Dr. M. Balamurali Krishna. In this composition, he says, Om Kara Karini, the one that completes the Lord. She's truly the better half. Om Kara Karini, please come and teach me how to get rid of my ego. Please take it away. Please instill me with humility. Put me in my place. This self-absorption and narcissism is taking over me, and I'm feeling lost in this world. So you are the only one who can truly teach me to get rid of my insecurities. So please take away this ego. Oh Goddess, you're amazing. On the one hand, you are the epitome of beauty, of grace, of kindness, generosity. You bring life to this earth. You nurture life. You nourish life. You protect us. But on the other hand, you are the fiercest warrior, capable of the most violent kind of destruction. With just a whiff of an exhale, you can burn your demons, burn all your enemies into ashes. And then nothing satisfies you more than to literally bathe in the blood of those enemies. So both of these things, such extremes, you both embody in yourself. And that amazes me, that capacity for both. So please come, please protect me, and please put me in my place, take away my ego. This is probably a very good message for a lot of the leaders globally who are so self-absorbed, narcissistic, making short-term decisions for long-term harm. We live in very troubling times, and we're experiencing something that we'll be talking about for generations to come. And in this time, I think we need to do a little bit of self-reflection to understand what we believe in, why we believe in it, and what it is doing to society. And in that sense, I feel religion plays a really, really big role in how societies are formed. I grew up in a very liberal family, in a very academic and culturally oriented family. So we were always very invested in understanding culture, religion, studying it academically. And we truly celebrated the Hindu-Muslim syncretic culture of India, having grown up in Delhi. But I never grew up identifying myself as a Hindu. So I'm truly an atheist, and I'm not afraid to say it. But I do understand what role religion plays, because I'm also a sociologist, and I understand religion is important for people, for communities. It gives you direction, it gives you a sense of identity, it brings people together. Unfortunately, religion also can play havoc and divide people. So this is an important time to reflect on how we look at the other, because ultimately all religions say the same thing. They have the same message of love and peace and humanity. So perhaps a little bit of self-reflection would do us all good. And with that, I would like you to watch this short piece. It's a video of a performance that I did in maybe 2015, about 10 years ago, when I was invited to perform at the Shravan Mahotsav at the Mahakal temple in Ujjain, Madhya Pradesh in India. And I was very lucky to have a stellar orchestra, a stellar team of musicians accompanying me, led by my guru Geeta Chandran on the Natuvangam. Geeta Akka also choreographed this piece for me. With her, you'll see K. Venkateshwaran on vocals, Sri Lalgudi Sri Ganesh on mridangam, and Rajat Prasanna on the flute. The composition, as I said, is by Balamurali Krishna. But what is interesting is that this composition, the raga that it's set to, the mode that it's composed in, is also created by Dr. M. Balamurali Krishna. And it's a very unique rag called Rag Lavangi, which only has 4 notes. Sa, re, ma, dha. That's it. Sa, re, ma, dha, sa, dha, ma, re, da, da, sa. That's it. And just these 4 notes create a really powerful, really haunting melody. So it's also another message hidden in that rag, Lavangi, that sometimes less is more. A lesson is in detachment. So with that, I thank the organization Hindus for Humanity for including me in today's session. And I hope you enjoy Omkara Karini, a composition by BMK, choreographed by Guru Geeta Chandran and performed by me, Sneha Chakradhar. The video was created and was shot and edited by my husband, David Stevens. Thank you so much.
Oh त्रिपुर सुंदरी करुणा
again, it's, watching this recording itself was so beautiful that there is that longing to see it live. But thank you so much. And before we wrap up, I would also like to now invite Pratima ji for a short aarti. Thank you so much for leading that for us.
Absolutely, and wow, that performance, it's as if you get to see her fully embodied. So wow, this is one of the best satsangs I've ever been to. So thank you, Hindus for Humanity, Hindus for Human Rights. It both applies, right? For organizing this satsang. Thank you, Roshni ji. I actually I wish that you were here to accompany me, or for us to jam out on this aarti together.
No,
So
someday we'll manifest it, or Mother will manifest it.
Absolutely. So at this time, I invite you all, if you have a diya, to please hold it in your hand, as we now all, perform arti together. And what is arti? Arti is where we focus on that divine flame from within, and we're offering it back to the universe with gratitude. And what is it? We're grateful for our existence, for our parents' existence, for the universe and its primordial existence. So I invite you at this time to join with me as we perform Arti and we pay homage and gratitude to the universe. Om Ambe tu hai Jagadambe Kali, Jai Durga Khappar Wali, तेरे ही गुण गाए भारती। ओ मैया हम सब उतारे तेरी आरती। अम्बे तू है जगदम्बे काली, जय दुर्गे खप्पर वाली, तेरे ही गुण गाए भारती। ओ मैया हम सब उतारे तेरी आरती। तेरे भक्त जनों पर माता भीर परी है भारी, भीर परी है भारी। दानव दल पर तूत परोमा करके सिंह सवारी, करके सिंह सवारी। सौ सौ सिंहों से भी बलशाली है 10 भुजाओं वाली, दुखियों की दुख करे निवारती। ओ मैया हम सब उतारे तेरी आरती। अम्बे तू है जगदम्बे काली, जय दुर्गे खप्पर वाली, तेरे ही गुण गाए भारती। ओ मैया हम सब उतारे तेरी आरती। प्रेम से बोलो जय माता जी, सारे बोलो जय माता जी। आते बोलो जय माता जी, जय माता जी, जय माता जी, जय माता जी, जय माता जी। प्यार से बोलो जय माता जी। ओम शक्ति, ओम सत्यम, ओम शांति, शांति शांति। हरि ओम तत्सत। And on that note, I'd like to echo the expression of Colombia's president when he says, obey humanity, obey the laws of humanity, obey the laws of humanity. Om.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Pratima ji. I think a lot is said and a lot is also unsaid of what is in our hearts, and the prayers and the hope and the courage that I think collectively is being asked of us. So thank you for that. Thank you, Roshni, Dr. Sneha, for your beautiful performances. Everything was from the heart and spoke to the heart. Thank you, Mayank, for all your help on this. And of course, thank you, Sunita, for your compassionate leadership, of courage, of conviction. You inspire, and this is a time for us to, I suppose, collectively, feed on this energy and grow this energy, which is the divine feminine in each of us. Thank you for a beautiful Baithak. And of course, thank you, Hindus for Human Rights, and everyone who's joined, everyone who's taken the time to be with us at this Baithak. I hope we continue to engage, continue to show up for each other. And while it's in a spirit of celebration and prayer, but it's also in a spirit of resistance. And thank you again, and hope you have a beautiful day. And Happy Navratri, Happy Durga Puja to everybody.